you see how we can build these drills up. None of these require pad work, and all this is pretty live. Like, I'm actively trying to tag him throughout this entire drill. This is what gets you used to fighting under some of the circumstances that you would find in a natural fight, but we're just getting people exposed to someone throwing punches at them and how to move your feet and your heads and understanding range and distance and timing. The biggest thing for like beginners is knowing. So I made a video this week about we don't do a lot of pad work at Katalyst anymore. So hot take, one of the things that I've gotten rid of a little bit more in my classes is a lot of pad work. And I wanted to show you some of the drills that we more so work on during the week. These are drills that are offense defense based, but they always have an off gas portion. So I'll show you the first one. So the first one is just getting a correct posture. So RJ, if you could come on over and help me. Okay, so I'm on a dot. So I'm stuck to this location. So RJ's job is RJ's trying to stalk in, and then when I throw a punch, lead hand only, he has to bring his head down and work on his posture, absorbing that punch. Chin comes down, head comes forward, hands come up. Boom, that's level number one. All right, so we're just getting our basic posture down. So we're trying to avoid, especially with beginners, the natural reaction for us to go, ah, and just bring our head back as we look away from a punch. So we want to try to avoid that outcome. So we're training a new habit, which is he brings his chin down and headbutts that punch as he comes in. Okay, cool. So now that we've gotten that portion of this down, RJ walks in toward me again, and now we're gonna focus in on trying to make me miss. So he's not trying to move his head in any certain direction, but he's trying to hover right outside of that range where if I threw a punch, it would just barely miss, because that's where RJ can actually, boom, step in and punch me back. We're moving our feet here. RJ can move in and out as much as he wants. I can move my lead foot, I just can't move my rear foot. And then I throw a punch, and he's trying to make me throw that punch whenever I think he's in range. And he's just trying to calculate that range, boom, and then he steps out of the drill and then walks back into it. So he's always moving in and out, trying to solve this problem. Okay, so that's the first level of this, or the first two levels of this. The third level now is we add in head movement, because we have our feet, which is our best defense. Not being there is obviously the best way to avoid a punch. The second one is to move our head out of the way. Third one is some sort of hand defense. So whether it's a parry or whether it's a cover, hand defenses are last because you're actually getting hit whenever you do a hand defense, or you're pretty close to it. Okay, so now Arden's moving in, and he can do three types of head movement. So he can do slips, he can do ducks, or he can do fades. All right, so those are the three types of head movement that he can do during this drill. Okay, so now he moves in, I have a punch. As long as he stays close enough to me, I can continue throwing that punch until he steps back. Once he steps back and out of range, then we reset the problem again. And he stays there as long as he wants to play the game, and I'm actually trying to hit him. Obviously, if you're more advanced, this could be a heck of a lot faster and harder, right? But if you're a beginner, you're trying to float those punches in there and just get your partner used to the feeling of a punch like coming toward their face. So now we can progress this drill and build this up a little bit. Only problem is I don't necessarily have to throw a punch. So if RJ's coming in, I just wait till he's close enough and there's no urgency. But in a real fight, what would happen if RJ got this close? Well, he'd be punching me. This is the same on the streets and same in the ring. Okay, so if I'm moving here like this, I have to try to hit him before he can hit me. And I'm trying to keep hitting him so that it's hard for him to hit me. Now he can launch one punch toward my body and then try to hit me, boom. The reason why we're going for the body is because a lot of times with the beginners, they get pretty panicky during this drill, and aiming for the face, they tend to use way too much power. So if you're more advanced, you can definitely aim for your partner's face, but as a beginner drill, we advocate going for the body simply to save any sort of head trauma or bloody noses and stuff like that with like your foundation students. So from here, RJ's moving toward me, I'm moving, and I'm trying to throw a punch, and I'm trying to hit him as he's coming close to me, and he's trying to land that body shot using head movement and trying to slip in. At any point, if he doesn't want to play anymore, he backs all the way out, and then we start this problem set all over again. Boom. This is the basic structure for this. Now we could do this with a front kick. So same exact drill, we do the front kick, and we have our footwork defenses and we have our hand defenses for it. We could do this with a cross. We could do this with any other technique. Now we can do this with multiple techniques. So what I did today in my advanced class, for instance, is the person on the dot can throw a jab, a hook, or an uppercut. And the other person has to come in and try to avoid any of those. So if we're here, so just lead hand, I can throw a punch. Here, I can throw a hook. This is a competitive drill. I can throw an uppercut. And then we add on him being able to punch back. Then we can do multiple punches, right? So now I can add my rear hand. So now I can do a jab, hook, or an uppercut with my lead or my rear hand. And then he can throw 2 punches before he leaves. So you see how we can build these drills up. None of these require pad work. They require 2 people in gloves. And all this is pretty live. Like, I'm actively trying to tag him throughout this entire drill. And so this is what gets you used to fighting under some of the circumstances that you would find in a natural fight. Obviously, I can't move forward and backwards to pursue him, so we're not working on that style of footwork right now, but we're just getting people exposed to someone throwing punches at them and how to move your feet and your heads and understanding range and distance and timing. And that's the biggest thing for like beginners, is knowing when someone can hit you and when someone can't. And you do this by actively doing this with like a lot of different partners. You want people who are short, people who are tall, all right? So you want different people so that you can experience range, so you know when you're about to get hit. Because if someone's approaching you on the street now and you're talking, you want to know when they can get in, and you have a pretty good, oh shit, like he's too close to me. But if he gets in too close, I know that I might have to hit him first, and when I can do that. This is directly transferable to a self-defense drill as well as any ring sport drill. Awesome, and tune in and subscribe for more of these, because I'll be doing these, I'm gonna try to do them weekly. So I'll see you guys later.